Hey, what's up, guys? Last time we talked about the footwork we're going to use as second baseman around the bag, turning double plays, and today we're going to look at shortstops and the footwork that they use when turning a double play. Today we're just going to focus on throws from the second baseman to the shortstop and what type of footwork you're going to use as the shortstop. But a shortstop can get a double play turn from a variety of positions. You can get it from second base. You can get it from first base. You can get a comebacker to the pitcher. You can also get a little nubber out in front of the plate that the catcher is going to catch or pick up and throw down the second base. So there's a lot of different ways you can go over. There's a lot of different footwork used for each one. But today we are just going to focus on flips or throws from the second baseman. So when we're looking at throws from the second baseman, there's not a whole lot of variety of ways that you do this. Most guys are going to use the standard footwork on this turn. There's a few different ways you can do that, but they're pretty similar, and we're going to go over both ways today. So the first thing we're going to look at is when we're getting a feed, the first way is the dragging of the foot over the back of the base. And it's pretty simple. Right here, it's a short flip, so the timing ends up being pretty perfect. He arrives at the bag just in time to receive the ball. He's going to catch, drag the back foot, and then just pivot the feet to make sure that the shoulder is on his target, the front foot's on his target. A lot of times in this move, you'll see younger players will drag the foot, but their left foot here will never get around and they'll never pivot, so they're having a good direct line to first base, and you'll kind of see them keep the feet this way and then either drop down and throw here or try to throw regular, and they just don't get their shoulder and their body in line to throw, and that's when you see a lot of balls sailing away from the first baseman glove side. So it's important to make sure that after we drag the foot, we take another little shuffle here and make sure that we get everything on line for the throw. It's much more important to get your body correctly facing first base and take an extra split second to get that good strong throw off, instead of trying to be so quick that we rush, we don't get our body set up to make a good accurate throw. Now, if this ball happened to be hit a little bit further away, if the second baseman had a range a little bit to his left, well, guys that drag the toe like this will usually start to break it down before the bag. They'll keep their feet moving, and they won't get on the bag just yet. They'll keep their feet moving. You can call it tennis feet or whatever you want to call it, where they're on the balls of their feet and they're moving, and they're waiting for that throw so that they can catch and drag and then go through the same process that Andrews goes through right here. One of the important things to go over when you're turning double plays, and I've talked about this a lot as far as the second baseman is concerned, but when you're a shortstop, you want to make sure that you get on the same page with your second baseman and let him know where you want the ball. I've played second base over the last few years, and one of the things I did when I was a little younger is I just assumed that because the shortstop catches the ball and likes to clear himself and get out here to stay out of the base path, that he wanted the ball flipped out there. And what I learned is I had a shortstop one year that once we got a little older, he told me, no, I want the ball thrown on my chest, on my left chest, so that I can catch the ball pretty much right where Andrews catches it, off his left chest. And now you have the ball, and now you're able to move out of the way, and you already have the ball. So that's something I learned after probably my first season there, is that each guy is going to want the ball someplace a little bit different. Most of the shortstops I've played with want the ball right on their left chest so they can catch and then get out of the way of the base runner. But it's important to find out where your shortstop wants it. And if you're the shortstop, you need to let that guy know, because he might not know where you like it. So you have to tell him exactly where you want it, and then it's his job to try to put it there. The second thing is, after we catch, is to make sure, once again, like we talked about with a second baseman, when you move up in levels, you can't make that move and pivot in the base path because runners are taught to take you out when you get older. So you have to make sure, draw a circle around here, draw it, a few feet away from the bag, and when you're practicing, make sure that you're catching and getting outside that area and you're not pivoting in the base path. Because if you play high school or Babe Ruth or Little League or even college and you're not used to getting out of the way, well, once you get a little older, you're not going to be used to it and you're going to be turning a lot of balls in the base path and getting taken out a lot. So make sure you work on getting outside, clearing yourself, getting room for a nice easy throw. And you don't have to worry about the base runner maybe sliding late. And sometimes you'll see that throw guys off because they don't get outside and they see the base runner coming at them and it causes them to make errant throws. So make sure you get outside. Give yourself the best angle, the best view of the first baseman. And the last thing, same as second base, after you throw, make sure that you throw and get up off your feet. Here, there's a lot of distance there and he doesn't have to worry about it, but on a ball that's more of a bang bang play, you need to make sure that you're getting off of that foot so that if you do get taken out, the foot isn't planted in the ground so you can get a knee injury. If you're up in the air and you get hit, well, yeah, you're going to come down and bang yourself in the ground a little bit, but you're not going to get seriously injured like you could potentially be out for a while if you happen to get taken out with your foot planted in the ground and you have a knee injury. So that's the first way that we're going to look at turning the ball from shortstop position. Now, the small changes that you can make to that first way, if you don't want to drag your foot and you're not comfortable doing that, there are players that will get to the bag early and they'll get their right foot on the bag and they're going to make sure that they're not flat-footed but they stay on the balls of their feet, and they're just pretty much going to wait to take that left foot to the ball and then get off the bag. And we'll show an example here of Edgar Renteria. He likes to turn this way, so if you see, if we back up a little bit, he gets there early, gets his left foot on the bag, he's going to catch, then he's going to take a shuffle step off, and it's from this point on, it's the same exact way. You'll see Andrews do it, you'll see Renteria do it, you'll see every shortstop pretty much do it, to where they're going to square up, they're going to get outside the bag, give themselves a lane to throw into, give themselves the ability to get away from the runner so they don't have to worry about him sliding into you, get your shoulder turned, get your front side on the base, and make a nice strong throw to first base. Once again, it's important, if you're a guy that's not going to swipe but you're going to actually get onto the bag, is here, it was again a hard hit ground ball, so it was a quick flip. But if the ball's hit to where the second baseman has to range to his left, you're going to be there early. If you're going to be on the bag, just make sure you don't have flat feet. Make sure you have your tennis feet going to where you're on the balls of your feet and you're expecting a bad throw. Because although flips might be easy for the second baseman, if he's ranging one way or the other, the ball's not always going to be thrown right on the chest like it is here on a short flip. And if you're not expecting a bad throw and you just think you're going to get a perfect throw and you're flat-footed and you get that bad throw, that's when you're not able to make the adjustment to get to the ball. You'd be surprised how much easier it is to get a bad ball if you're on your toes and you're expecting a bad throw and you're ready to move. So, just to break it down real quick, either way you do it, make sure you're on the balls of your feet, ready to go, expect the bad throw. Make sure when you catch the ball that you get outside the base path. Make sure you have a good clear path to make your throw. Third thing is make sure you get your shoulder turned and you're not facing right field when you throw. Don't be lazy with your body and just rely on your arm to make the throw. You'll be much more consistent if you turn, face first base. Take your time, don't rush. And the last thing is make sure that after you throw, you get up off your foot. And right here, can't really see, base runner's kind of just giving up here. But if he is bearing down on you, make sure you throw, get up off your foot so that you don't hurt your knee. That's pretty much it. Pretty simple when you're talking about flips from the second baseman. Gets a little more complicated when it's coming from the catcher, first baseman, maybe the pitcher also. And we'll get into that next time. But today, just wanted to give you a quick little review of footwork around the bag for shortstops. All right. I hope this helps. Give it a shot, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.